Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakfield Farm. So as you can see, we have actually made quite a bit of progress since the previous episode, or should I say the workers have made a bit of progress. I have 2 workers on the go, although the majority of this, 90% of what's been done, has been done by this tractor. The other one, for whatever reason, just likes to keep stopping. But this one has done a very good job, and it's actually taken so far 2.5 hours in real time just to get to where it is, just to do the section here. So ploughing is very slow. I should have just gone for the subsoil option, despite it not being as realistic, because subsoiling is a different thing to ploughing. It's a different purpose for doing it, but it has the same effect in FS. It's exactly the same effect. So yes, I did make life quite hard for myself, but I was just trying to be realistic. Anyway, I'm going to leave them to it. I don't know how well this one's going to get on. It'll probably just stop, but I'm likely going to need this tractor very soon anyway for a bit of drilling. So I think just to begin with, I'm going to go back over to the yard and I need to attach to the trailer because I'm going to head off to the new purchase area for the pig food. Now of course I would like to make my own pig food eventually, but I think being able to get every single ingredient which is required is going to be quite tricky because they take different root crops and different cereals, and even they take things like canola, oilseed rape. So it's just going to be very difficult to have every single requirement, every single ingredient in stock. So it might be easier to buy a pre-made mixture. So that's what we're going to discover today, if it's actually worth it. I have already sorted out the location where I can buy this from. It's actually at the BGA. It's not in there in the map as standard. I have had to put it there. It's actually a mod in itself. I'll try and put a link down below. It's on ModHub. So yeah, you can buy many different things from here, from this place we're going to go to, with the exception, I think, of manure. I think manure is one of the only things you can't buy. So I must just point out that we actually have today and tomorrow to do the drilling. If it's not done before the start of summertime, I think, yeah, it's just going to be too late to actually put in. I can confirm this by checking the calendar, which I'll do in a minute or two, but yeah, I think we have until the 6th day of spring. Okay, so the BGA is this one in here, I think, unless I put it in. Yeah, it's over here. I'm pretty sure it's over here. It is. I just drove around. It's a different place technically, but they're all connected. So yes, the problem with the money has been sorted. Thank you to everybody who suggested the problem being follow me. It was indeed follow me, which is interesting because I wasn't actually using follow me at the time. It was just the one thing which was causing the problem, but it was installed, so obviously it was enough to mess things up. Pig food, please? Yes, pig food, yes. I've already gone past its start, so there we go. So that's quite expensive. I think we will go for a full load though. I do already have a pallet of this, a crate, but it's not going to last forever, especially with my ever-growing number of pigs. So having a full trailer load is going to be very helpful, and this trailer isn't even necessarily going to be used for the harvest, so it's not even going to be required maybe at all. Its only job might be to cart around pig food, but if I do need it, then well, it's probably been consumed by then anyway, because harvest isn't even until the end of summer. So the seasons menu is just here, and you can see the planting time for wheat, which is what we're putting in. Or actually, I'll probably do something different. I might do oats or canola. It doesn't matter which, because it's all got the same cutoff. If I did accidentally miss the cutoff there, I could put in something different, for example soybeans, but I think really it would just be a big problem in itself if I did miss the end of spring. So yeah, first day of summer is just too late. So in the future, I will actually be putting in the wheat in the autumn. It'll be a winter wheat, so I won't even have to worry about rushing to get it done in the spring. It's just because this is the very first spring which I have had on the farm. So it's all a bit of a mad rush to begin with, but it won't be. It'll calm down, and yes, everything will just be far easier in the future. Now the only other thing which I desperately am going to have to buy is the combine harvester itself, and potentially a trailer. We have the tractors are all sorted, so that's fine. Very happy with what we've got. I don't think any of these tractors will be replaced anytime soon. Not saying they're not going to be, it's just they probably won't be. So yeah, it's a good setup, but the combine harvester is very important, and I do need to get one. I have had a great number of people, a very large number of people, requesting Class, which is kind of understandable, with Class being, I would say, one of the best manufacturers of combine harvesters in the world. Certainly my favourite for combines. Is that going to empty? It's just tipping nothing. There we go. yeah, so hopefully class, the only thing which kind of annoys me is the class DLC is coming out in October, and obviously if I use a load of class stuff now, then maybe it will just maybe not be quite as appealing at that time. I don't think it would make a massive difference, it's just there might be quite a bit of class on my channel, but that's no bad thing. So I'll look for a good mod, a good class mod. And it's actually quite shocking how big that field is. You don't even realise how big it is, but it's huge. So yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge harvesting. It's going to take long enough just to plough it and drill it. So actually, yes, if I, what should I do? Is the drill? Yes, I'll take the drill up there with this tractor. I don't think this tractor will actually be running it, but at least it'll be up there ready. I can get it refilled and stuff because I do have the supply trailer up there ready to go. There is one other thing I would like to buy potentially, and that is a lorry for the trailer. I really would like to have a lorry, it just depends if we can afford it. But I think we will be able to. Well, I suppose 332,000 won't go that far for a big combine. But if it's a big, older combine, then it won't be too expensive. Okay, so here we are. You can see both of the workers are still going, which is surprising because it's actually the first time the New Holland has continued on its own. I did have to take the front plough off because it didn't like the front plough at all, but I like the front plough. If I was doing this, I would definitely have it on. And I have actually been doing quite a bit of ploughing off screen. I was in the New Holland doing all the edges over the far side there, because there's some areas which the other tractor just can't get to. I'm going to stop the New Holland, and I can without a doubt start the drilling process. So really you should work the soil down a bit more because it's just literally being ploughed, but it is very light land here, so we should just be able to dive our jaws straight over it. It's not really big heavy clay furrows, which is nice. So this field is huge. I think it's actually deceptively big. I didn't actually realise how big it was before. So what are those patches in that field? It's funny. I'm sure I drilled it all. That must be that the piece of crop in that area, for whatever reason, hasn't actually updated. You can see I drilled it all. Germination failed. I wonder why. It's interesting. That's actually really realistic. So clearly that was probably like a dry area or something. I don't know if it tells you the reason for the germination failing, but it could have been like a really dry area, or maybe even a wet area, just too wet for it to grow. Probably more likely wet actually, because it has just been super wet recently. And also we do still have the wet crop icon up, so you can't expect 100% success, I suppose. I don't know if it's possible to make that 100%. But I like that, I really do. To begin with I thought that's just weird, there's something gone wrong. But then I realised, yeah, seasons is incredibly realistic. And you would be very lucky to get 100% success. It is possible, but anyway. Yes, these numbers do mean various different things. I think it was too wet, that must be what it is. Must have been. But really when you look at this, it's pretty good. So I need to be extra careful with this big field, which is huge. I did notice when I was reading the comments that somebody said that 35 is a arable field. It's actually a grass field. So we will be putting some fertilizer on the grass fields in the future. Okay, so yeah, let's get this thing sorted out. Okay, so if I just take the straps off, we can now take some seed off there. And also, yeah, I don't want to drive in the crop too much. I don't think we are forced to have crop destruction. I don't think we are, although it would be very realistic to have it. Let's just take a very quick look at the page here. Yeah, see, oh, it is on, and actually it could be still overridden by seasons potentially. You might be forced to have it, but it probably will only destroy the crop when the crop is more established. So yeah, anyway, throughout the summer I'm going to be spreading fertilizer on these two fields. We only have 2 arable fields, but really I think with the size that we've got here, 2 is plenty. Yeah, first person pallet work, not something I'm good at. Third person, not too bad. I've seen worse. So, yeah. The seed drill might not even require too much. But the New Holland is going to be taking over. And when I say New Holland, I actually mean this one. It says New Holland on the wheel, although it is actually the FIat. FIat Agri, as it quite rightly says on the cab. So yeah, I think this is going to be a best tractor thinking about it, because I would still like to work on the plough. There's going to be certain areas which are just going to require a bit of ploughing done by me instead of a worker. I could do with this, but then I couldn't have the front plough because we actually don't have a front 3-point linkage, which is just vital for running the front plough. So yeah, I think this tractor is going to be more than capable of running the planter, the seeder. And yes, I know I know I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't go around the headlands first, but I think I'm going to have to, just so the worker can manage it properly. Although it might be fine because now that Follow Me has been updated, yeah, there shouldn't be a problem. So if you do have the issue with money rapidly being taken, update Follow Me. Hopefully it'll fix your issue as well. But it might have just been me anyway, I'm not too sure. But Follow Me was the fix. Right. So that is refilling. So I actually took it from that pallet that was on the trailer, but that's fine. Because it was already half used anyway. I'll take a few more from here. There we go, so that's now full load. And I must just make sure that it is going to take it from the hopper. Yes, because I do not want it to charge me again. I don't really have money to burn, so I do need to be very careful. Great demand at Oakfield Farm Barn. That's my... Oh no, it's not. It's the other farm. So I wonder what the great demand is there. It is straw, but it looks like, well, either you can't sell this at all. I do seem to remember that seasons didn't actually have a value for certain things, or it could just be the wrong time of year. But yes, you might not be able to sell grass, hay and straw. Not too sure at this stage. So it's still set to wheat. I'm going to do oats. I think oats would be a very nice thing to do. And I will, just to start off with, set it off on a worker without doing the headlands first. It would be far neater. So let's just see this. Bit of information. Yeah, it doesn't mean a great deal at the moment because we just don't have a crop in, but I mean, these figures are fine. This is location, pretty much, elevation. That is, I think, fertilization and also soil moisture, I think. I have to keep checking. It does tell you on the help page, which I do refer to a great deal. But I think everything is now good. I don't think there's anything not really going to plan. I mean, the germination on this field here was pretty good. So, I'm happy. Anyway, back over to the New Holland. If I get the plough on the front, I can do the piece near the island, and then hopefully Matthew Ferguson can finish the field. So it's not a huge amount for me to do, but I do still need to tidy things up, and it's also good that I'm here to keep an eye on the drill. So that's a lot of talking from me. I'm sure you're very bored of hearing me now, so it's now time for us to have a bit of a time lapse. There's always time for a time lapse. Getting these jobs done. And I think there is not a huge amount of things on my to-do list. Let's just double check the animals. Yeah, straw for the pigs. But otherwise, hens and everything, yeah, they're good. They are good. So, off we go. Okay, well, that is my piece done, as you can see. Much better. And also, if we just take a look at the map, you should also be able to see that everything is going to be just way more profitable because the needs ploughing requirement will have pretty much disappeared. Yeah, so the whole field used to be red. 47, which I've already planted, is still red. It does need to be ploughed. This is working very well. And interestingly, the direct drill is fertilizing. So I don't know how that works exactly. We do now have 3 stages of fertilization. It's not a direct drill that I've got. At least I don't think it is. So that is very interesting. So it has used 25% in that time. It seems to be a perfectly powerful enough tractor. And yeah, it's all getting very dirty, but I can clean everything when we get back to the yard. I think I do need to look into getting a different, or a pressure washer. I don't actually have a pressure washer at all. I'm not too sure if there's any pressure washer mods. There was that really good one which I've got for Survivor Roleplay, but that's FS19. So I don't know if there's anything really good for 19. It always seems to be just the standard car share, but that's a good one. It is a good one. But a bit of variety never goes amiss, really. I really am very impressed with how well this worker is performing. It's doing a great job. So I think, yes, it is now time to either pack up or I think I might just help. I'm very quickly going to help just so we can get the ploughing finished. Then I can take everything back over to the yard and we can tidy up a bit. Then I need to come back up here and help the seed drill refill. I think it will be time for it to refill. I think that tractor is about to start to struggle because it is not the easiest shape to be ploughing, especially if there's turvers in here. But yeah, well, I'll give it a go. Help out as much as I can do. And also, before I do just disappear, I just want to say that I've been having a good think about the combine harvester, and I really do believe that because we only have 2 arable fields and the rest is all grass, I think hiring a really good combine just for those 2 fields is the best way of doing it. I think sort of using all the money which I've got on one machine, despite it being a very important machine, would not be a very good idea. I think what I might do in the future is get a very old combine, and then if I need to do this field, for example, we will hire a bigger combine. So I can do maybe half and half. When I say an old combine, I mean one which is probably going to cost just £20,000 something, really quite old and quite small. So I believe it is a good way of doing things. Leasing isn't great long term, but when you have just 2 fields, I think it really is the best way of doing it. But we will see nearer to the time. Yes, that other tractor has stopped. It has struggled. So I'm just going to complete this myself, get it done, and then I can update you and show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, and the final piece just here. So that wasn't too hard at all. It's only taken, I don't know, probably real time 4 hours or so to do the whole field, 3 hours? A substantial amount of time. And that is with 2 ploughs at some stages, probably for about a third of the time I've been working in the field. So that is now good enough, and it's going to be more profitable. Also, I was doing a bit of research into the situation with selling hay, grass and straw. Basically, you can't sell grass at all. Grass is worth nothing. You can give it away, but whether you bale it or sell it or give it away loose, it's never going to be worth a thing. As for straw and hay, you can't. Well, you can sell it loose if you want to, but you won't get anything for it. You are just literally giving it away to somebody. If you want to get money for the straw or the hay, you must bale it, and it must be in good condition to get money. So yeah, you do not want to be leaving your bales outside because they'll rot. Okay, I need to fold this thing up. And then we're going to take everything back over to the farm. Is that the fold up position? Yep, there we go. Okay. So actually, I think before I do take stuff back, I should just prepare the next seed pallet. It's currently 50% full, so it's got half, and it's already done a fair amount. But I think just topping it up is not a bad idea, because I do need to just leave it to it, and it can complete the field. I'm going to have to go around the headland actually, but it can do the vast majority. And then tomorrow, my plan is to actually get into some of the grass fields and spread some fertilizer, which again is going to cost me money, which is why I want to lease the combine harvester, so we do have the money available for other things which are vital. They're not quite as important as the combine, because you will still get a crop, it just won't be as profitable. But then again, we do need to also remove weeds and potentially spray off weeds, which is going to be yet another expense. As we wait, you can see that everything is now ploughed, and I think it's probably 3 crops. You can go 3 crops without ploughing. I think it might be the same in seasons. Of course, if I'm wrong and you know better, please do correct me. But yeah, obviously it's good. It's good to plough, despite it costing a lot of fuel, a lot of worker expenses, and also machinery. So when C gets back to here, I fill it up, and then we can continue. Here we are. So it was going really well. It has done a really good job. I couldn't really ask for better. 42% full. So yeah, let's just get closer with that, and then we can just top it up. Do you see what I mean about the sky and everything just feeling more realistic over the colouring of the base game? It's just so much better. It's improved it dramatically. It was a good game, but there was just something, which I said before, which just didn't seem totally right. Anyway, there we go, it's filling up. You can see the sacks being removed from the pallet. Almost consumed the whole lot. And now the worker can continue, and well, next time you see the field, it should be finished, with the exception of the headlands, which I'll likely have to do. Not decided if I do the headlands in the video or if I just do it off screen. I would imagine though it would be done in a video just to show the completion. But there we go, right. So I'll put this back over here. It will be required again. And then, yeah, quick tidy up. And what time is it? 1:42. Time should be at times 15. I really do like this trailer as well. Very realistic. Okay, right. So we have a procession of ploughs. Big machinery. The ploughs just are quite slow. Takes a lot of power to turn all that soil. I need to find a good place to put everything. I think really everything is going to be quite easy with the exception of this plough. This lambkin is quite long, so I might have to find an area outside, maybe. We'll find out. I suppose it could go in a field, but I don't really like keeping stuff outside. Now, I will just put this here. I'll do the other one first, put the other one away first. The trail has been lost. I see. I must have been going too fast. Yeah, the cruise control was set to 18 miles per hour, so it was travelling substantially slower than it can actually do. So we've got these two sheds here. It's not a bad place. Actually, that piece of waste in there is perfect for the lambkin. It's just not going to fit undercover, unfortunately. Like I say, I do want to put machinery undercover when I can do, but I just don't have the space. So this can go just here. Let's make sure it's turned the correct way. That's good. And then the other plough in this bay. It is basically a plough to a bay. Nice. And then I think we'll just put the tractors down the bottom. I do tend to put the tractors down in this lower shed. There's not quite as much space in front, and also we do have this trailer here, which really does need to find another home as well. So yeah, that's a good enough place for us, I think. This is my, well, it currently is my storage area. Straw, pig food. Must have something else in here as well. Water, yeah, chicken feed. And yeah, now for the tractor. I think really just around here will be absolutely fine. I don't want to block in the manure, which is just there. And yeah, I have decided that I'm going to do slurry, because I think the slurry is just going to be way better for the grassland. And also, I can, well, save money, potentially. I don't have to give them the straw. And I also don't have to shred any more bales. So yeah, I think that is one thing which I could definitely make money from. The bale shredder. If I decide that there's nothing else to use it for, the bale shredder could go, and I can sell all of my bales, don't have to keep any. But obviously, if I have just overlooked something there, I don't want to rush into selling it, so I'll wait and see what everybody says, but I think that is going to be the best thing, just create slurry by not giving them straw. Okay, so I think everything's working well. Yep, that's all good. You can see the progress, which is quite good as well. And yeah, that is it for today. So yeah, like I say, next time you see this, it should be pretty much finished. But until then, thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Bye for now.